I caught 19 suckerfish in about 3 hours the other day. Today I'm going to can them and we'll see how many jars that turns into. Now let me show you what I've got here. I've got these 2 bags of fillets here that I've got to cut up, which is quite substantial, so I'll cut up a few. I posted a video a few days back about how to fillet a suckerfish, or any fish really. So if you look back at that, you don't know how to fillet a fish, that video will show you how. Now I'm going to take these fillets and I'm going to cut them into 1 inch to 2 inch hunks across the fillet like this. We're not going to worry about any of the bones, because when we pressure can them, that will soften and cook up the bones. I'll do a couple of fillets here real quick just to give you an idea of how I like to do it. And then pretty simple, lay your fillet out, cut it across like this. And that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and spare you guys me cutting up all these fish. I'll come back after I've got them all ready to go, and I'll show you guys how to pack them in the jars, what to add to them, and we'll go from there. Okay, as you can see, I've got the fish all cut up here. Pretty big bowl of fish for 19 fish. I'm excited about that. Okay, let's pack some jars. Now, I like to put a teaspoon of salt in each jar. I use kosher salt. You can use canning salt. Just don't use iodized salt. So let's fill these up with our salt. Get them going. I just put it right in the bottom of the jar. You can add it to the top too if you want. It doesn't really matter. I just do it like this. Then I know I haven't missed anything. Okay. The way I pack them, drop them down in there, put a few pieces in, and then I'll use my fingers and just press them in. You could use whatever you want. You could use a muddle, or they even sell packing tools just for that job, but I always just use my fingers. And fill it on up. Pack it down in there real good so you get all the air bubbles and stuff out of there. That way you're fitting as much fish in each jar as you possibly can. And do like this. I leave it about 1 inch from the top of the jar, about like so, as you can see here, about like that. We'll go ahead and pack a couple more of these so you guys can see exactly how I'm doing things. Now, you know, a lot of people call these trash fish, say that they taste muddy and things like that, but really they don't. You just have to handle them the right way and work around the bones. Canning them is one way to do that. It softens the bones and you never know that they were ever there. You don't have to live in the woods like I do to take advantage of this. If you live anywhere in the Great Lakes region, there's a good chance that the suckers will run up those rivers in March and April. I'll come back after I get all the rest of these jars packed and show you a couple other little tricks that you got to do before you actually put the lids and stuff on them. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I got the jars packed. Now you want to take, after you pack your jars, you want to take just a clean paper towel, run it around the rim of the jar to clean anything that may have gotten on there. Just run it around and clean that top edge off of there, like so. You take your seals, set them on your jars like so. And these jars and seals and rings were all washed and dried. Now when you put your rings on, you don't want to do it too tight. You want to just get it on there just to where you feel it start to tighten and you want to stop. That's the way you got to put them in the pressure canner so that the gases can escape during the pressure canning process. Just slightly finger tight, just till you feel that the ring is starting to get a little snug there. If you over tighten it, the gas can't get out, and that can cause a jar to break or something like that. So let's get all these on there. Like so. Okay, now we're going to move over here to the canners. Standard pressure canners. These ones here hold about 8 jars or so for the pint jars that I'm using, and I have 2 of them, so I can do a double batch of them, make it a little bit quicker and more efficient. Now inside you can see I've got water in here, so I set this part of the pressure canner onto rings like so. So I can add a little bit more water in there. Now you want your water to come up the jars, I don't know, about halfway up the jars. So we'll set these in here. I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like before we actually get the heat going on them. Okay, I've got the first round of jars loaded up into the pressure cookers, getting ready to go. I want to explain, if you're new to canning and haven't done it before, I don't know if you can see that right there in the center of that seal, but there's a little bump there. And when you pressure cook it and take it out and it cools, that little bump will pop and click in. And so when you get done and your fish is all canned up and cooled, the way to know if it's sealed or not is if that little dimple there is down. If it's not, throw it in the refrigerator and use it within a few days to a week and you're still good. So what we're going to do is get the lids on these pressure canners, get the heat turned on under them. You want to bring it to a boil till it starts venting out of this little piece where the weight goes on it. Some steam coming out of this vent right here. Let that go for a few minutes and then simply sit your weight on top of that. Once the pressure builds up, this weight will start rocking like this. When you hit that point, you want to set your timer for 90 minutes. Turn the heat down to where this thing just bobbles a teeny little bit. Okay, the pressure cookers have done their job. There's one thing that I would like to bring up before we continue here, and that's the fact that you need to read your manual for the pressure cookers, because you can hurt yourself using them. Now, I let mine cool off all the way, and these little valves here, they drop back down. You want to wait until the pressure is all the way out and these little things drop on their own. Don't force it and let the pressure off of it yourself. Let it do its thing, because if you open it while it's still under pressure, that's not a good thing. So let's go ahead and let's get these jars out of here, and I'll show you how I do that, and then I'll come back to you when we have them all out. Take a jar out. to use a rag, grab it, and tighten that lid down so that it's snug. Don't over tighten it, just snug it. I'll show you that one more time. Grab your jar, snug the lid down just so it's tight, and that's really about it. I'm gonna go ahead and take all these jars out of here, and once I get them out and they're cooled off a little bit, I'll come back to you guys and show you what we ended up with. Okay, so as you can see, we're done pressure canning those fish that I caught a couple of days ago. We ended up with 20 jars. These are pint jars, and it's really good stuff. You guys should really get out and get some suckers and at least try it to see if you like it for yourself. It's tasty fish as far as I'm concerned. And these jars, they're shelf stable. You can make casseroles with them, use them just like you would canned tuna or canned mackerel or anything like that. And this is what you get. I spent 3 hours fishing in a thunderstorm. I caught 19 fish, and this is what the end result is. 20 jars of really beautiful, nice canned sucker. You guys get out there and get your share. The run only lasts for a few weeks, so make sure you get out there and take your kids and your grandchildren with you. It's a good time. And if you guys like the content that I'm putting out, follow along. We're going to do a whole bunch more of this kind of stuff in the future. It's going to be an adventure. Until next time.